These, I'm going to show these together. Unique pieces in my collection. These are carriage lamps. These are what were used before cars had headlights on them. They used these. There'd be two of them mounted on the front of the car. These are both different models, obviously, but they're both oil, powered by oil and a wick. And as you can see, you can't really see on this dark one, but they both have pretty severe cracks on the main globe. So I don't really use these just for decoration pieces, but they're very unique and very old. These are from the early 1900s, and they were both part of my dad's collection, which I inherited. This one I think is brass, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what they used to use before headlights, before electric headlights. Let's see what else we got. This is a little mini dietz lantern, standard style. I don't know if this is antique or not. It's made in Japan. It says winged wheel, and it's got a little wing emblem on it, number 350. So if anybody knows about these kind of lanterns, you know, go ahead and write me and let me know, because I know nothing. But it's fully functional. It has a wick housing in it, and you know, for kerosene. I only burn kerosene in my lanterns, by the way. But it's just something, you know, to hang on the wall. It's kind of neat looking. It's like a little toy. Well, I'm out of focus. But it's nice. It's in excellent condition. No damage at all. Original globe. It's a nice little piece. Oops. This is another one of those construction, like hazard lights that you'd see on road barriers. Like if they were doing road construction somewhere, they'd have these hanging on the corners of them to let drivers know that there's construction up ahead. It's just like the other one, basically. Different body style. Clear globe. This one has a wick in it too, but I haven't tried to light it. Another piece that I inherited from my dad. This is one like I showed you before with the red globe. It's just another one of those construction lamps, I believe. I don't really know anything about these. This one says Rock Island, I think. Rock Island, patent 1912. So if anybody knows what that is, you know, go ahead and write me. I'd be very interested to learn. This may look like a really antique lantern, but it's actually not even 3 years old. I bought this at Walmart for $6. My dad and me bought ones exactly like it and painted them both brown. Like I said, we thought it would make it look more rustic. It's just, you know, they burn great. They've got, you know, very bright lights in them. They last long. They're good to use outdoors. The wind doesn't affect them at all. You can buy these in any Walmart. They still sell them, even though I bought this a number of years ago. Yeah, I have 2 of those. And yeah, they're great. I mean, from a distance, you'd think it's an actual antique, but if you look up closely, it says lamp light farm lamp. But it's a really good lantern. It burns great. You wouldn't even know the difference unless you looked up close. I used it many times. Alright, get some more. This next one is one of my dad's and my prized possessions among our collection. This is an old nautical lantern, ship's lantern that you'd find on some kind of a ship. I think these are bulkhead lanterns. I'm not sure, but it's brass. This is actually a replica of an antique. I think my dad said this was from the 1700s. I don't know. I haven't really researched any of these yet, but it's just a replica of an antique. It's exactly what they looked like back then. And this is a very good lantern too. It burns excellent. This has a smaller wick housing on it, so the flame is a little bit smaller. It's similar to a candle flame, where most of my lanterns have large flames. Yeah, but this is one of our most interesting pieces in our collection. One that we both, my dad and me, used hundreds of times over the years, and always loved it. This, I'd be very interested on feedback. Because I have no idea what kind of lantern this is. I don't know. I think it's some kind of a railroad lantern. I'm not sure. Again, this is another one I would appreciate some feedback on if anybody knows out there. Very heavy duty. It's a very heavy lantern. Red globes. It has a individual slide out wick housing on the inside of it. It's kind of a bitch to open. It's rusted. I've never lit this either. I just recently got this from the barn too. It's just another one of those pieces eventually I'm going to put on a shelf if I can make one big enough to hold it. But it's interesting. A couple more. This is a pair. These are battery operated. It's like a flashlight. This one, you unscrew the top of it. The battery goes down in the top. This one, I believe the top comes off of it too. It runs, if you can see it, there's two little light bulbs. These aren't very old. They're from the 1900s. They're probably from the I think they probably used those in the 50s. I'm not sure. I saw some in a movie once, and it was about the 1950s era. Both good pieces. This one here is metal. It's a real heavy metal. This one is real light, but this is really super heavy. Well, I've got several more than that. That's just a small part of my collection. It probably is about half. I'm gonna get a bunch more out when I get back into the barn, and I'll put more of my lanterns up on collection for you. My next video is probably gonna feature my oil lamps or hurricane lamps, what you might call them. So I'll be back on with my videos here pretty quick, and I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please, if you know anything more about these than I do, feel free to comment. I'd be very interested to learn, because I haven't done any investigating yet on any of these lanterns. I'll see you next time. Thanks.